Hello, my name is Melanie and I'm a financial aid advisor here at Ferris. We're going to cover financial aid for new students. Some of the things we'll talk about today are completing the FAFSA, completing missing financial aid requirements, accepting award offers, identifying out-of-pocket expenses and resources to help you and your family pay those expenses. MyFSU is the university's communication system. This is how you will access your Ferris email, your missing financial aid requirements, accept your financial aid, and do other options. To access MyFSU, go to ferris.edu/login and use your username and password to access the MyFSU system. The financial aid process begins with the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. Please go to studentaid.gov and indicate that you want to begin the FAFSA. When you log into MyFSU, go to the Student tab, select the financial aid icon. On that financial aid page, you will find a section called Missing Requirements. If the financial aid office needs anything from you in order to process your financial aid application, it will be listed in that Missing Requirements section. You will be able to check the status of your FAFSA there. If there's nothing listed, there aren't any missing requirements on your file. About 1/3 of every student who files the FAFSA is selected for a process called verification. If you're selected for verification, you will have to complete a verification form, provide IRS data retrieval through the FAFSA, or copies of your tax returns or tax return transcripts. There may be additional documentation required to complete this process. If we are missing anything, it will be listed in the Missing Requirements section of MyFSU. Once we've completed the verification process, if you were selected, or we have a valid FAFSA for you if you were not selected for verification, we're going to send you a financial aid award in the mail. It will also be available online in MyFSU. Your financial aid award is going to include your estimated cost of attendance and any financial aid that you are being offered. Financial aid includes grants, scholarships, work study, and federal loans. Grants are free monies that do not have to be repaid. At Ferris State University, we offer federal Pell Grant, which is the direct result of filing the FAFSA, Ferris Merit Grant, which is institutional aid that we are offering you, and SEOG, Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant. If you are eligible for any of these grants, they will automatically be offered to you on your financial aid award. If you do not see any grants on your financial aid award, you are not eligible for grants. There isn't a website that you can go to apply for additional grants. They are all awarded directly through the university. Scholarships. We have the Woodbridge and Ferris, or WNF, scholarship program that we automatically review every new freshman for. There are several different tiers of scholarships, and we automatically look at your high school GPA and your test results to determine if you qualify for any of those scholarships. If you meet the general requirements of the honors program, we offer you an honors residential life scholarship. If you determine later that you're not going to participate in the honors program, just notify our office and we will cancel that scholarship offer. Michigan Competitive Scholarship is offered by the state of Michigan, and it's usually October before we know if you're eligible or not. We will add your Michigan Competitive Scholarship to the award of every eligible student once we receive notification from the state of Michigan, even if it's as late as October. Outside scholarship resources are those that you bring with you to the university. Contact the financial aid office, or you may contact the donor of the scholarship for instructions on how they will pay that award. We also have scholarship search links on our website that we encourage you to check out. Student employment. We hire over 2,000 students to work on campus every semester. The jobs vary greatly. The job postings for the fall semester will become available on August 1st, 2020, and they're going to be in the student employment section of MyFSU. You'll be able to log into MyFSU, go to the student employment section, and you will be able to see all of the job postings that you're eligible to apply for beginning on August 1st. It's important to note that if you were offered work-study funding, that is the only financial aid fund that does not directly pay your university charges. If you have work-study funding, you will receive a paycheck every 2 weeks for the number of hours that you work during that time period. You do not have to have work-study funding to work on campus. If you do have work-study funding, there's a couple of benefits to it. You'll see a few cents more on each paycheck because there's no FICA tax taken from it. But otherwise, any student that wants to work on campus will have the opportunity to do so, whether they were offered work-study funding or not. Federal direct loans are the direct result of filing the FAFSA. There are two basic types of direct loans, subsidized and/or unsubsidized. Subsidized loans do not begin to accrue interest until 6 months after the student either graduates or drops below half-time attendance. Unsubsidized loans do begin to accrue interest while the student is in school. The current terms of the federal direct loan program are 4.53% fixed interest on both subsidized and unsubsidized loans. There's a 6-month grace period before you begin repayment on either of these loans. The maximum a dependent freshman can receive in the direct loan program is $5,500 per year. If you have accepted a federal direct subsidized and/or unsubsidized loan, there are 2 online requirements that you will need to complete: direct loan entrance counseling and an online loan agreement or master promissory note. To complete these loan requirements, you will log into studentaid.gov. Please note that you may complete these requirements right away, but they will not show as satisfied in the missing requirements section of MyFSU until on or about June 1st. When you're looking at your financial aid award offer, we want to point out a couple of things. The cost of attendance is estimated for a student who is living on campus for next year. That amount is $25,638. If you are living with your parents, you will have a different cost of attendance. Likewise, if you're living off campus or if you are attending school at a different campus, your cost of attendance will be based on the average expenses of students in that situation. When you take your estimated cost of attendance and subtract your total aid, you get your out-of-pocket expense. In this example, $25,638 minus your aid package of $10,000 would equal an out-of-pocket expense of $15,638. There are several different options you have to cover that out-of-pocket expense. First, we ask you to identify any finances that you and your parents may have set aside for your college education. If you have checking, savings, if you have a 529 plan, a 409 plan, or those options for different expenses, or if you have those education expenses prepared, you can use those funds and just make the payments as they are due. We bill 1 semester at a time. So your financial aid is going to be cut in half. Half of it will apply to the fall semester and half will apply to the spring semester. Once you look at each semester's bill and whatever your out-of-pocket is for that semester, you have the option of choosing a payment plan. For the payment plans, you usually have up to 4 options. For instance, if your out-of-pocket after your financial aid for the fall semester is $2,000, you can divide that into as many as 4 equal payments of $500 each. The first payment would be due before school begins, and then 30, 60, and 90 days after school begins. Then you would have the first semester paid for. The bill for the spring semester will come out just before Christmas, and you would essentially have be able to choose another payment plan for that next spring semester. In addition, there are what we call alternative loan options that can help cover that out-of-pocket expense if you don't already have the resources identified to pay for them. There are 2 basic types of alternative loans: the direct plus parent loan or private parent loan, private parent or student loan options. You can access information about both of these loan programs at ferris.edu/ALT or ferris.edu/plus. There's a list of things that we really recommend that you have done, but by the time you attend orientation, your FAFSA needs to be complete. You need to have any missing requirements, such as verification, complete by that time. Ideally, you will have accepted your financial aid offer, and you will know what your out-of-pocket expense is going to be. And then you will have determined whether or not you will need alternative loans. If you have any questions about the financial aid process, we're here to help. Contact the financial aid office and professionals will help guide you through the process. Thank you.